Hey guys, what's up? Kulprit here, and today we're going to talk about some Battlefield 3. Endgame's been out about a week, and today I want to talk about my impressions playing it firsthand. I know it's been out a little while and everybody's done these first impressions videos, but I like to take a little bit of extra time. I had some complications last week with real life and things like that, so I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to. I played a nice big session, but I streamed it, and I just didn't feel like I didn't get a good perception of what Endgame was, so I wanted to kind of play a little more but without making a video just on that session, because between doing the stream, interacting with chat, all those things, I was kind of not as focused as I like to be, so I wanted to make sure I really got a good impression of what Endgame was, what they were trying to deliver before I made this video. So over the weekend I got to play quite a few hours, played all kinds of various game modes. The only game mode I really didn't play were Squad Rush and Air Superiority. Just didn't get in there. I have no interest in Air Superiority, it's just me. I might play it at some point, but that really isn't going to factor in to my verdict on this DLC either way, so it's not really needed in this video. Squad Rush I'm certainly going to play. It's actually one of the game modes I'm most intrigued by, but I only play that, usually with friends as we set up a night where we just all play each other, 4v4 or something like that. So that'll come in time, and if I do a video and I enjoy it, or if I do a session and I enjoy it, I'll do a video on it like always. So what I want to do is I want to just kind of get into Endgame, talk about my impressions, just quick hitters, the good and the bad, and talk a little bit about each point. And then at the end, I'm going to kind of give my overall impression and what I think about Endgame. But first, I just want to say, this is the end of Battlefield 3, as we all know, and I can't help but say I'm a little saddened by that. Obviously, it's called Endgame for a reason. Battlefield 3 has been a tremendous game for me in so many ways, and I'm really sad to see the door close on it. I'm going to keep playing it, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying as far as development and things like that, yes, I'm incredibly excited for Battlefield 4, but I don't think I was quite ready for Battlefield 3 to end. I had hoped they kind of would have supported it a little more with some new content. I feel like it has life there, it has potential there that's been untapped, but that's kind of been the story since before release, really. Let's hope they don't repeat the same mistakes in Battlefield 4 and they deliver us a full, fleshed out game, deliver on all their promises, and then we'll have an even more aggressive DLC, calendar schedule. That would be pretty fantastic. So let's just get right into it now. The good about Endgame. They're beautiful maps. As always, DICE are, they are masters at these maps. They're beautiful. They're very rich. There's a lot of different textures. There's a lot of items. There's a lot, you go into the warehouses, they're full of stuff. Some people might not like this, but purely on an environment standpoint and graphically and pleasing to the eye, it is a beautiful map. It's a beautiful experience. I'm sure we're going to see some pretty kick-ass cinematics and things like that. The DLC is more infantry friendly than I thought it would be. I think we all kind of got the impression this was going to be an Armored Kill 2.0. While it's probably Armored Kill's little brother, it's not quite there yet. It's not quite there, and I enjoy that. It's more infantry friendly. It's got a lot of vehicles, obviously, but I don't feel like I'm taking a 3-mile hike to the next MCOM kind of thing. So through the wilderness, like I did with Armored Kill. So I'm enjoying that. I feel like I can get around as an infantry. I feel like I can be in the fight a lot more. I feel like the pace is much greater than that of Armored Kill. And a lot of that has to do with dirt bikes. Dirt bikes are plentiful, and they add a lot of, they add the option of quick movement. Obviously, you're susceptible to any kind of fire, but you tend to move fast enough, and if you drive smartly and use a good route, you're fairly safe, and it enables you to react to the enemy's movements really quickly, really rapidly, which I enjoy. I enjoy that emphasis. I never feel like I'm fully disconnected from the map, no matter where I am, even though I'm still relatively lost when I'm playing these maps. There's a great emphasis on teamwork, especially in Capture the Flag. I had very little Capture the Flag, desire. I'm not a big Capture the Flag fan in any game. I'm just not. It doesn't appease to me, especially on public servers. I enjoy watching it competitively, but that doesn't happen very often. So I didn't really have big plans to play Capture the Flag in this DLC. I was going to check it out, but I see it's included in just about every server you play, and actually I've enjoyed it. I've played it quite a bit now. I've probably played it the most just because it seems to be the most popular right now, and playing with the company 008 guys, in some squads and against them in a squad. When you have the backbone of coordinated squads, each team has a coordinated squad, the game can be a lot of fun because there is a little bit of a cat and mouse, there's a chess game there where you're kind of, trying to figure each side out. So I enjoy that, the emphasis on teamwork and strategy. That's a nice addition, but I understand if I'm playing by myself, I'm not going to go into Capture the Flag. If I'm just running solo, it's probably going to be more frustrating than it's worth. Probably the biggest thing that I like about Endgame, and the thing that might draw me in to play it a lot more, is it's got a different gameplay style. The open areas and the lack of cover that I'm going to talk about later, they bring a neat about of new tactics, new routes, new ways to play the game, and that's really what we're looking for in DLCs. Is just kind of, I don't want to keep playing the same methods and tactics and strategies over and over again. And now with these new maps, good or bad, they do force you to adapt your game and to play new tactics. One great example of that, and I'm going to do a whole separate video on this, is an emphasis on smoke. Nobody thinks about smoke. Smoke always stays on the shelf. Very few people use it, but it's such a powerful tool when used correctly. And this map, it's almost imperative that one of the guys in your squad is using smoke. Just as a quick example, off the top of my head, the first MCOM stations attacking on, God, what is it called? Nabandan Flats. If you don't either break out right away and get those MCOMs armed from spawn, like with the initial 30 seconds, you're in for a tough fight if that defense gets set up. The only way to do that is with some smoke cover, and you need a guy with a support crate, and you need a guy with smoke and just dropping it everywhere. Blind the defense, push up, get in the buildings, get some cover, and now you can take the fight to them. Those are my good things. There's not a lot. They're more the big things, the big items. Overall, I had a lot of fun with Endgame. I'm still not sure if I had so much fun with Endgame because of the company I was playing with, or if it's really just a fun DLC. So with that said, let's get to the bad. I have to lead off here, and I have to say it is really lazy design. There is no balance in Rush. Rush is a disaster in my opinion. There's no balance. Like I just said, that first MCOM station attacking on Nabandan Flats, what are they thinking there? The attacking team gets ripped to shreds. If you can pull off a nice flank maneuver with some smoke and things, you can do it, yes. But there's no balance there at all. The defense has all the advantages, it has all the cover, it's dug in, and the attackers have literally nothing. It's just amazing. And the same could be said for the railroad map, where there's just big open fields with little islands of cover that, even if they don't see you, they know you're going to be there. They can hit you with rockets, grenades, mortars, let alone the vehicles. I just feel like they had one foot out the door while they were designing this DLC, and they didn't give it the TLC and the look over and the balance, especially, that they have done typically, and it's really poor, especially it comes out in Rush, which is really disappointing to me because my hopes usually rest on Rush. The Sun, again, I mean, we've had this since the very beginning, but it's even worse in this DLC. It's really, really bad. It's really, really bright, and the problem is with the Sun is it's not balanced. Now you say, what, huh? Well, if you're gonna put this huge solar flare thing in the middle, to affect gameplay, at least put it at almost a 90-degree angle in the middle of the map, where both teams have to deal with it on an equal level. But no, like, I think it's capture the flag on Carousel Railroad. It's behind one team's base, so one team is constantly fighting into the sun, relatively blinded. Try to shoot an air vehicle out, your retinas are burned. But the other team doesn't have to deal with it at all. It's amazing. If you want to add an element, artistically, of this sun, and it's either dusk or dawn, I'm not exactly sure, then that's fine. But do it in a way that it doesn't shift the balance of the game. Again, lazy design in my opinion. We have your typical snag spots and really some poor optimization in areas where your PC just bogs down. I don't know if the consoles have this problem, probably not. It's not game breaking, but it's just alarming when you're running over 100 frames and then you turn a corner and you hit 40. It's like, what is here? There's nothing here. Why is that happening? It's just bad optimization. We've seen that trend for a while now. That started with close quarters, these little pockets where no reason you would just run into them and they would just bog your system down. Again, lazy design. I feel they're just not putting the effort in that they were. The motorcycles, I said they were good, about quick, plentiful, quick movement. But motorcycles, to me, are too fast. They just add this element of chaos. There's just guys zipping around all over the map. And, part of what I enjoy about this game is the chess match. To know they're pushing up on the left, I'm going to push right, or maybe I'm going to go help back up, add manpower to the left. These types of decisions. These motorcycles, and I'm sure, with the dropship especially, that is out the window. There is no battle lines. There's no moving, evolving, strategy, and where you look at the chessboard and you figure out where your next move is to counter their move. There's none of that. It moves too quickly. There's guys flying through the air on motorcycles, getting huge flanks. it just adds too much to the chaos factor that I personally don't enjoy, and I know for a fact a lot of people don't. Some people do. Some people obviously want a faster gameplay. I just don't think it fits, and I'm disappointed by it. These maps are way too sniper friendly. There's too many open expanses with no cover. The Banana Flats, Kaisar Railroad, all of them, frankly, have places that there's just nothing you can really do. Between snipers and SOFLAMs, they're everywhere. And there's not much you can do except for belly crawl through the field. But like I said, even then, even if they don't see you, they know the cover spots where the only 2 or 3 spots in this whole square mile field that you can hide, and they've just got to watch those spots, and eventually you're going to poke your head out because you have to, and get killed. In my opinion, there's still too many vehicles. Again, it adds to that chaos factor. You die too many times not knowing why. I don't think, you know, it's too bad. I just think it needs to be dialed back a little bit. Preferably for me, some of the air, or at least maybe just increase the spawn times, which I know that's server setting. Maybe we can find a good setting there. Just kind of, it's just a little too much in my opinion. No new weapons. It doesn't, the DLC overall doesn't really bring anything new to Battlefield 3. And at this point, this is the last DLC. It needed something new. I felt like some weapons would have been a good way to go. You know, if you want to just give weapons and give them long assignments that are going to keep people busy for a month to unlock a weapon or something, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that you're not going to bring any more DLC, that would have been the way to go for me. Add in, you know, 5 weapons with the DLC, 5 more weapons with pretty long assignments, like epic assignments where you have to get 1,000 kills with something, or, you know, sure, people are going to tear through it, but more than likely it's going to take the average player a month or so to finish, and at least then you feel like you're going to get some new content down the road through this spring and summer and heading into Battlefield 4. In my opinion, it's too hard to move in Rush as infantry because of that openness, sniper fire, weapon. You know, you just get cut down by any number of things. Why don't we see any troop carriers? Why not more Amtraks? I mean, I feel like these maps would be perfect for Amtraks. There's air, there's tanks, there's stuff to kill an Amtrak. Because, you know, Amtrak against infantry is pretty OP. It's pretty ridiculous. But there's plenty out there to counter an Amtrak. But I feel like an Amtrak would force team play, would move infantry very efficiently and securely. You know, you're not going to just get cut down by a strafing chopper run that way. And I just feel like it would have really added to it. They already had it. I don't understand why it's not an option. And that kind of goes to my last point, is there's too much copy pasting. There's nothing new here. Like, every building has been redone basically. It's just copy from this map, paste it on that one. And it's, you know, it's supposed to be new, guys. It's not supposed to be a rehash. I mean, I walk into buildings that I've never set foot in, and I know the template. And I don't usually have a problem with that. But it's obvious with everything else from the top to bottom that they just had 1 foot out the door when they made this, and they just didn't go the extra mile. They didn't, you know, the pipeline map, it's basically Firestorm with some snow on it, configured just a little differently, but it's the same structures. It's just, come on, you know, like, I don't understand. I'm just disappointed overall in that. These things aren't game breaking, and some people, I guess, will appreciate the fact that they can walk into the warehouse and they relatively know the layout, so you don't have that learning curve. I can get that, but I just feel like I would have liked to have seen something new. I mean, I saw game mode, but even that's not really done that much. Motorcycles, I don't really think that adds anything to the game. I think they dropped the ball by no weapons. There should have been weapons in every DLC. It's not asking too much at this point. Sure, maybe those weapons wouldn't have been that much different than the weapons we have right now, just basically new skins, whatever. That's fine. That just means they're easier to do for you guys. So if that's what the people are calling for, you should have done that. Yes, I'm aware of the S-Tac, but that's a weapon that was already in there, and frankly, I think it's just stupid because it's going to be, you know, it's just the only pistol in the whole thing that has, you know, 2 settings, and it's just, I think it's, again, they're just a foot out the door, and they're ready to go Battlefield 4. Maybe they're tired of it. I mean, I think either they're tired of supporting Battlefield 3 and just are ready to ship it and be done with Battlefield 3, or all the senior guys, all the guys with experience have been moved off, which we know to be true, have been moved off onto Battlefield 4, and the guys now handling the DLCs are the junior guys, the guys that don't have the experience, don't have the polish, just don't have the general know-how that the other guys do, and that's why we're getting an inferior product at this point. With all that said, I did enjoy my time in Endgame. I will play it more. I'm going to play it, absolutely. I'm not hating on it. I just happen to have more bad issues than good, but the bad issues tend to be smaller issues, where the good issues are the bigger issues. So it does balance out there. It's pretty typical for Battlefield 3 and DICE at this point to, you know, they deliver a good product. But you can see the bones are there for a great epic product. They just don't want to finish it. They don't want to go the extra mile, and we're left with unreached potential. And that's the really, for me, unfortunately, going to be the undertone of Battlefield 3 by and large when I look back in a couple years. It's going to be unreached potential, and that same label, in my opinion, can be used for endgame. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to play it, but it could have been better, and I wish they had just, you know, gone the extra mile and delivered that full product to us. I think we deserve it at this point, those of us that have been playing since beta, and I would have liked to have seen just some more newness to it. That's really the overlying impression here for me. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know a lot of it's very divided right now. People hate it. People are really loving it, and I can see that. I get in there and I have moments I'm like, that was great. But then I play the same map, same mode. 2 hours later, I'm like, this is terrible. So I understand that. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear, what am I missing here? Like, I want to make sure I'm not missing things. And, you know, let me know what you think. I always want to hear. Well, like always, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click that like button. It really helps me out. And I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Just a reminder, guys, don't miss any of my content. Clicking the big screen in the middle, that's going to take you to the Battlefield 3 playlist where you'll find a lot of videos similar to the one you just watched. The video to the lower left-hand side, that's my Let's Play channel. Over there I post all kinds of Let's Plays and walkthroughs, Minecraft, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, all kinds of different games that don't fit into the first-person shooter genre. And to the lower right, make sure you do not miss the Company 008 community channel. You're going to find a lot of directors over there that post similar content to mine, so if you like my stuff, you're probably going to like theirs too. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice day.